One of the questions I get a lot is, when do I use Google Ads? You get a lot of people that are running full funnel marketing campaigns and they're not entirely sure where Google, starts or ends. My strong opinion when we're talking specifically about Google search is that's a bottom of the funnel advertising mechanism. Now, you have some clients that are using it for other things, but I don't necessarily agree with that approach, to be honest with you. And when I say bottom of the funnel, I mean people are ready to buy. They have high commercial intent. So if somebody goes, buy a cheap airline ticket now. Buy, cheap, and now are good qualifier key phrases that they have high commercial intent. So you want to figure out what the high commercial intent is for you or your business. Now, sometimes high commercial intent doesn't necessarily mean that they're ready to purchase as much as it means that they're ready to engage in a conversation. That depends on your sales cycle. So, let's say that you're an auto mechanic. High commercial intent could potentially be somebody just saying, like, how do I do X? They don't realize they need you, but you happen to know without a lift, you're not going to be able to figure that out. So you go ahead and bid on that phrase. So anything that articulates what you know to be the bottom of the sales funnel, where somebody is in contextually speaking, where you could actually sell them something. Now, I think that Google works for awareness building and other manifestations. You can use, Google Display or YouTube. YouTube specifically is phenomenal for, awareness building, brand building, top of the funnel. But talking right now just about Google search, I don't like search when it comes to brand building, unless you're just protecting your brand. So bidding on your brand name is perfectly fine, but you don't need to use Google search for exploratory phrases. I don't like teaching people, if they're at the top or the middle of the funnel. That's when I'd honestly probably seek out organic. So that's when we move out of Google paid and we move into organic, and you want to show up beneath the ad pack, but on the top half of the first page. So, and I actually happen to think that Google search organic and Google search paid are very synergistic. They work really well together. And what you'll notice is, a lot of times I get this pushback where people say, like, oh, well, I don't click on the paid ads and I don't know anybody else who does. And the data says you're lying. There is some truth to that, of course. 95% of all clicks are going to go to an organic result. So 95% of people are skipping the paid advertisements, but I don't think that's because they're not interested in the paid ads. I think it's because 95% of all searches are they're queries that don't necessarily indicate commercial intent. And to support that assertion, another really important data point is 67% of all high commercial intent key phrases are going to go to a paid advertisement. So if you take those two data points and you put them together, what it tells us is when people are learning, they're going to go organic. And when they're ready to buy, they're going to go paid. So unless you have a really specific use case for doing so, I don't like paying people to learn. I don't like spending money in order to assist people in learning, is what I should be saying. So I wouldn't bid on non-commercial intent key phrases unless you've got, maybe money's no option to you whatsoever, or you just want to own an entire space and ecosystem, which I've seen some brands do before. But otherwise, unless you have a really solid business case for it, Google search works really well when you're at the bottom of the funnel. For industries or for products where people aren't searching for you, you're in a tough spot as far as search is concerned. You might bid on some alternatives. My favorite example is, if somebody's searching for Greyhound bus and I'm Southwest Airlines, I'll bid on that click because I can get you there faster and cheaper than Greyhound potentially. So, if you developed, and we actually had a client in this space, they were a naturopathic physician and they had a specific product that helped with pain remediation that wasn't something that people were seeking out. Well, that's okay. They could bid on knee pain. If somebody goes into Google and says my knee hurts, how do I? That's the type of thing that sounds like learning, but really is commercial intent. But if you have something that nobody's searching for and there's not an adequate pivot or alternative, then search might not be the right mechanism for you. At that point, you might want to go outbound and look for display or YouTube or even try Facebook and Instagram. So I think Google search works really well when you have inbound traffic, meaning people that are searching specifically for, what it is that you want to bid on, that is segmented according to commercial intent. And that hopefully answers the question, when do I use Google Ads? Because, I realize that there's a lot going on in this whole train of marketing, and it's not always, really transparent. So I hope that's an effective answer, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.